Hi, it's Andy from Hobby Headquarters. Today I'm going to be showing you a little German World War II three-tone camouflage. What we're going to start out with today is a kit that I previously built already and painted once or twice already as well. But for the sake of argument, let's pretend that this is a brand new, freshly produced kit, and I'm going to show you how to paint it. I start off with Tamiya XF60, dark yellow, and my little thing to do is, when I first get the bottle, I fill the bottle right to the very top, leaving about 1/8 of an inch there with Tamiya X20A thinner, and give this bottle a bunch of good shakes, which I've already done, and this entire bottle is ready to airbrush. I usually don't ever have to add any extra thinner throughout the entire life, and this is usually good for probably painting 7 or 8 models. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my airbrush right now, load it up with some paint, moving it out of the way so I don't spill it. Give it a little test first on the paper here. And put a coat of paint on it. Tamiya paint with that amount of thinner just always puts on such a nice clean coat. Now for the next color, we're going to use XF68. I use that because it's a little bit lighter than the German dark brown that Tamiya recommends, and after you put a coat of clear coat, dull coat on it, it's going to darken it up anyway. So I'll put a little bit of that in the airbrush. Test it first, and don't worry too much about painting over tools and stuff. You can go back and paint that stuff later. And don't worry about any type of certain pattern, just do whatever you want, starting from the top to bottom, making any type of patterns you want on it. And that's the brown coat. Now we're going to do the green coat. Once again, I use NATO green rather than the German green. It's a little bit lighter, it's got a nice tone to it, and then once you put the dull coat on, it darkens it right up to look like the other. So a little bit of paint in there. Now on this part, you want to start close to what you've already done. And what that'll do is that'll feather the lines nicely between the two colors. It won't be as harsh. And just like that, you have all the basics done. Okay, I put a coat of dull coat on that now, and it's dried. Now we're going to do a little bit of the beating up the corners and stuff with a little NATO black. Okay, the last step we're going to do is we're going to take a little XF57 buff and very, very lightly go over the model as a dust coat. Just barely adding any paint to it. What this is going to do, it's going to soften down all the lines. And give it a little bit of a worn effect. It's also going to flatten the paint quite a bit too, because even though it's been sprayed with dull coat, it still has somewhat of a semi-gloss finish to it. And a little piece just blew off, but we'll glue that back on later. And right now I'm about 8 inches to 10 inches away from the model. And just very, very lightly go over it. And that's about it. That's our basic German three-tone camouflage. We're gonna stay tuned. We're gonna have some more videos showing how to do some more weathering and some more detailed stuff. But for getting started, that's a great way to start.